what got me to where I am and where I continue to go and where I will continue to go is an insane work ethic. And it's an insane work ethic that you can only put in that amount of work if you were doing something that you are passionate about. And that's what I have engaged my entire life's work in, things that I am passionate about. You cannot fully commit to something if you are not passionate about it. So you must look at your surroundings, at the things you are involved in, and ask yourself, are you truly passionate about these things? Do you truly want to put every ounce of your being into these things? And I am blessed, truly blessed by something. I am not sure what it is, but I am blessed that I was able to find my passions, my passion, the fight game, the whiskey game, the fashion game, the fitness game. These are my true passions, and I am going down these avenues that the fight game has opened up for me. I'm going down them at 100 miles an hour with no brakes and full confidence in what lies ahead, and great things are happening. So I'm very, very blessed and very motivated still. You know, I'm, like you said, I'm only 30 years of age, Tony. I have gone through times in my young career of lapses in motivation and seeking that energy. And I come from a place, Dublin 12. It is a hard-working town, a small little suburb. It has its good and it has plenty of bad, but I always like to focus on the good because the good shines through. But where I come from, we're not supposed to climb to these heights. We're told that. It's instilled in us. And I wanted to break that mold and pave the way, open up paths. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy and honoured for it. And you know, I'm just a young kid. I'm a first year apprentice plumber on a building site. They're the guy that goes to make the tea. They're the guy that goes and gets the copper pipes from the storehouse and carries it up. It's the hard work that's not respected and not admired or not, you know. So I was on them building sites, cold and damp, and I was like looking around at the fully qualified people on the site and their postures not right, and their, you know, that was not me. You know, I knew I could do something better. I knew I had something in me. I just wasn't sure even what it was. Obviously I was training for the fight game, but no one in Ireland had made it in the fight game. The fight game, an Irish man in the UFC was literally, and I mean literally, laughed at. We were laughed at. I was laughed at when I said we were going to get to the UFC. Myself and my team were going to get to the UFC. Never mind get a win. Never mind even get a win in the UFC. Then win a belt, then win the second belt. You know, I've continually climbed, but I've just used all that fuel that I'm not supposed to do it, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna outwork everyone that says I cannot do it. And that's what I did, and that's how I rose up. And I was just like young kid with a dream, you know what I mean? And sometimes my dreams change, but it was still a kid with a dream and a belief in himself. And for many times I was laughed at and not believed in, but you know what? Nothing external can defeat the internal. The only thing that can take someone down or break you down is internal. Nothing external is strong enough. It's just about making sure your internal dialogue and your internal belief in yourself is strong enough that it can withstand the external. The external is there. You've got to accept it. You've got to embrace it. You've got to understand it and be aware of it. But don't let it seep into your internal dialogue. And I am, as a 30-year-old man, I don't know it all. I'm up and down and growing with this. I'm trying to continue to learn. It's a daily occurrence. Not to let that external infiltrate my internal. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, because I have let it infiltrate it at times. Every time I wake now, I put on a song. I start every day with a dance.
That's awesome.
And feel myself. Who am I? I know who I am. I am an Irish animal, a proper Irish animal. My career is a career of never been done before. No Irish man has done what I have done. I opened up pathways for my people. We came steaming through the door thanks to my belief and my hard work. We've got to be in shape. I think a trait of the successful is to train early, wake up and train early. You've got to be successful, or you've got to be in shape. You know, you've got to be in shape physically to be in shape mentally.
Yes.
They go hand in hand.
Yes.
So I'm putting a lot more time into that, and I actually realized that first when I read it on LeBron James. He spent $1.5 million a year annually on himself. Physical therapist, masseuse, nutritionist, trainers, oxygen. All of that. And you know what? When I seen that, I said, I spent zero. I just, when a camp forms, when a fight forms, I'll gather a team of people. We go into the Vegas desert, lock ourselves away for 10 weeks and do insanity work. If I'm training back at home during camp, I have fighters locked in a hotel room waiting on call to be called and to come and fight me.
Yeah.
It's an insane game, but it's not all in again. I'll go back to that term. It's halfway in. And then you can't be that way, and you certainly cannot be that way in the fight game, but in reality you can't be that way in any game you're in. If you're in a game, make sure you're in it all the way, all in with it, and then that game will be your game. And that's where I am right now. Ali was one of my first heroes in combat sport. I watched documentaries on him, I read books on him. I've been boxing and fighting my whole life, but even before I engaged in combat sport, I was interested in like the wrestling side of things, which is a lot more show.
Yeah.
And then obviously Muhammad Ali was a different animal because he was doing it for real.
Yeah.
Wrestling's not really for real. You know what I mean? But Muhammad Ali was doing it for real, and he was captivating the audience. He was entertaining, and he had passion and conviction. And I was just a young kid watching this. And then what got me into combat sport originally was as I grew older and began venturing outside my home and outside my estate. Again, like I said, Dublin 12, it's a wild out town. You've got to be able to fight. You've got to be able to defend yourself. So when I ventured out, conflict began happening, and I wanted to be prepared for that and be able for that and confident in any situation. Man, this is...